The moment Aryna Sabalenka scrolled through her Instagram feed on the morning of April 3, 2026, she saw something that made her stop mid-swipe. The world number one, fresh off her Sunshine Double triumph at Indian Wells in Miami, had just reached 5 million followers on the platform, a milestone that made her the most followed active female tennis player by a wide margin. She had passed Maria Sharapova, closed in on Serena Williams' legacy, and cemented her status as the queen of WTA social media. But the numbers coming out of Austria told a different story. An estimated 45,000 Filipino fans had descended upon Linz, a small city of just 200,000, for Alex Eala's clay season debut. They had not come for Sabalenka. They had not come for the tournament. They had come for the 20-year-old Filipina, ranked number 45 in the world, who had never won a Grand Slam, who had just dropped from number 29 after a crushing loss to Karolina Muchova. And when Sabalenka saw the footage, the sea of Philippine flags, the deafening chants of "Laban Alex," the stadium that couldn't hold a fraction of the fans who had traveled across continents, something shifted. For the first time in her career, the world number one was forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Let's look at the numbers. Aryna Sabalenka has just achieved something remarkable. After completing the Sunshine Double, winning both Indian Wells and Miami in the same season, a feat accomplished by only 5 women in tennis history, she reached 5 million followers on Instagram. She is the most followed active female tennis player by a significant margin, outpacing rivals Iga Swiatek and Coco, who each have 2.3 million. She has passed Maria Sharapova's 4.7 million and is closing in on the legends ahead of her. By any traditional metric, Sabalenka is the queen of WTA popularity. Her social media success is no accident. She has built a following on the back of her best tennis years, reaching 8 Grand Slam finals and winning half of them. Her engagement to Oakberry CEO Georgios Frangoulis generated 1.2 million likes. Her viral dance videos and behind-the-scenes content have humanized her in ways that resonate with fans worldwide. But the numbers coming out of Austria tell a different story. An estimated 45,000 Filipino fans have descended upon Linz, a small city of just over 200,000 residents. They have filled every hotel, every restaurant, every street corner. They have traveled from Vienna, from Germany, from Switzerland, from Italy, from the United Kingdom. Anywhere a direct flight could carry them. The tournament's capacity is just over 5,000. The crowd outside has swelled to nearly 3 times that number. The contrast could not be starker. Sabalenka has 5 million followers on a screen. Eala has 45,000 fans. Aryna Sabalenka's rise to 5 million Instagram followers is a testament to her strategic brilliance off the court as much as her dominance on it. At the end of the 2025 season, she had about 3.8 million followers. In less than 6 months, she has added over 1 million, the highest follower growth of any WTA player in the current roster. Her strategy is a masterclass in modern athlete branding. Beyond her fantastic results, she amplifies moments that humanize the player she is, with reels of her dancing and goofing around the tour with fellow pros. Most of her cross-tour friendships go viral and debunk the myth that modern tennis players are isolated competitors. The engagement news was a watershed moment. Her post announcing her engagement to Georgios Frangoulis commanded an impressive 1.2 million likes on Instagram. The story of the diamond ring she received before Indian Wells, the lucky charm that coincided with her Sunshine Double run, captured the imagination of fans worldwide. Sabalenka has also been vocal about the challenges of the tour, speaking openly about the insane schedule and the need to prioritize her health. Her willingness to be vulnerable, to admit that she has played tournaments completely sick or really exhausted from overplaying, has endeared her to fans who appreciate her authenticity. But for all her social media success, there is a fundamental difference between Sabalenka's following and Eala's. Sabalenka's fans are global, diverse, and engaged, but Eala's fans are something else entirely, a diaspora that sees itself reflected in her journey. When players come from countries like the Philippines, the stadium feels like a Davis Cup venue, one veteran referee observed earlier in the year. People are cheering for their country, not just for one player. That is the distinction that Sabalenka cannot replicate, no matter how many dance videos she posts. She is a champion. Eala is a movement.
The Eala Effect has been a topic of intense discussion in tennis circles for months, but the scenes in Austria have pushed the phenomenon into uncharted territory. Why are 45,000 fans willing to travel to a small Austrian city for a WTA 500 tournament? Why are they willing to spend thousands of dollars on flights and hotels, take time off work, rearrange their lives, all for the chance to watch a 20-year-old who has never won a Grand Slam? The answer, as marketing experts have noted, is connection. For the Filipino diaspora, Alex Eala is more than a tennis player. She is a symbol of what is possible. She is proof that a child from Manila can stand on the world's biggest stages and be seen. She is the embodiment of the OFW dream, the idea that sacrifice and hard work can lead to something extraordinary. The Philippines has over 115 million people. The diaspora adds millions more. Nurses in Dubai, engineers in California, caregivers in Canada. For decades, this massive global community had no tennis player to call their own. Now they have Eala. Isner put it simply on the Nothing Major podcast. It's a huge market. I think a lot of people underestimated how big that market is. They finally have a star on the women's side of the game. Johnson added, "She's doing what no other player is doing. She's bringing new fans to tennis. She's inspiring a nation. That has value, and the ranking system doesn't measure it." Paul Annacone, the former coach of Roger Federer, recently highlighted what makes Eala special. "She's got a smile that lights up a room," he said. "But the fan stuff is always fun to me, because whenever you see players from smaller countries, the fans are so passionate when they get to the top." That passion is on full display in Austria. The fans are not just cheering. When news of the 45,000 fans in Linz reached Sabalenka, her reaction was carefully measured, but those who know her detected something beneath the surface. In a brief statement released through her management team, Sabalenka said, "It's great to see so many fans coming to support women's tennis. Alex has an incredible following, and I respect that." But sources close to the players suggest that the numbers have struck a nerve. Sabalenka has spent years building her brand, winning Grand Slams, climbing to #1. She has just completed the Sunshine Double, a feat that places her among the legends of the sport. She has reached 5 million Instagram followers, more than any active WTA player. And yet, a player ranked number 45, who has never won a Grand Slam, who just dropped from number 29 after a crushing loss to Karolina Muchova, is drawing crowds that Sabalenka can only dream of. The contrast is not lost on the tennis world. Querrey posed the question on the Nothing Major podcast: can such popularity spark jealousy among higher-ranked players? Isner dismissed the idea, saying, "I don't think there's any jealousy, it's part of the game." But those who have watched Sabalenka's career know that she is fiercely competitive. She wants to be #1 in everything: rankings, titles, and now, perhaps, in the hearts of the fans. Watching Eala's fanbase explode while she herself struggles to fill stadiums in tournaments where Eala isn't playing must sting. Sabalenka's frustration has boiled over before. At the Miami Open final, she yelled, "Shut up," at a fan who interrupted her serve, a moment of raw emotion that she later apologized for. The pressure of being number one is immense, and the knowledge that she is not the most beloved player in her own sport, despite all her achievements, is a burden she carries silently. As Eala prepares for her clay season debut at the Linz Open, the 45,000 fans who have descended upon Austria represent more than just support. They represent a responsibility. Eala has spoken openly about the weight of expectation, about the challenge of staying grounded when thousands of fans are screaming her name. In Linz, that weight has reached new heights. She is seeded number 7 in the tournament, behind players like Klara Tauson, Lyudmila Samsonova, Yelena Ostapenko, Emma Navarro, and Emma Raducanu. The defending champion, Ekaterina Alexandrova, is the top seed. The field is challenging, but it is also an opportunity. A semi-final finish would give Eala 195 ranking points, pushing her back toward the top 30. A runner-up finish would give her 325 points, elevating her to a new career-best rank of number 26. A title run would give her 500 points, pushing her to number 23, a career high. The ranking stakes are clear, but for the 45,000 fans who have traveled to Austria, the rankings are almost secondary. They are here to support their hero, to be part of history, to show the world that Filipinos are everywhere. When Eala walks onto the court at the Design Center Linz, she will carry with her something that no ranking can measure, the love of a nation that has proven it will follow her anywhere. The Czech curse remains unbroken. Her record on clay is modest, but she has something more powerful than any statistic, the knowledge that the rivalry between Aryna Sabalenka and Alex Eala is not a rivalry in the traditional sense. They have never played each other. They have never exchanged harsh words. They have never been pitted against each other by anything other than circumstance. But the numbers, the 5 million Instagram followers versus the 45,000 fans in Austria, tell a story that the WTA cannot ignore. The ranking system that measures players by wins and losses is not capturing the full value of athletes like Eala. The popularity that Sabalenka has built through years of social media savvy cannot match the devotion that Eala commands through sheer cultural connection. The WTA has spent years trying to grow the game, to expand into new markets, to build stars who could fill stadiums. In Alex Eala, they have found that star, but they've also found something they don't know how to handle, a player who is bigger than the sport itself. Sabalenka will continue to win titles. She will continue to climb the rankings, break records, and cement her legacy as one of the greatest players of her generation. But she will also continue to watch as a 20-year-old, ranked number 45, draws crowds that she can only dream of. And Eala, for her part, will continue to carry the hopes of 115 million Filipinos. She will continue to defy the critics, to rise above the ranking debates, to prove that her value cannot be measured by points alone. The Czech curse remains unbroken. Her record on clay is modest. The ranking points she lost in Miami will need to be earned back. But she has something that no ranking can measure. The love of a nation that has proven it will follow her anywhere. And for Aryna Sabalenka, the world number 1 with 5 million Instagram followers, that is the one thing she cannot buy.
Aryna Sabalenka just reached 5 million Instagram followers, making her the most followed active female tennis player in the world. She has completed the Sunshine Double, won 4 Grand Slams, and cemented her status as the number 1 player in women's tennis. But in Austria, 45,000 Filipino fans have descended upon Linz for Alex Eala's clay season debut, and they are not there for Sabalenka. The Eala Effect has been debated for months, with former pros like Sam Querrey, John Isner, and Steve Johnson asking whether the 20-year-old Filipina is more popular than Sabalenka, more popular than Coco. The scenes in Austria provide the answer.
Sabalenka has 5 million followers on a screen. Eala has 45,000 fans in the streets, and more arriving by the hour. Eala is ranked number 45 in the world, has never won a Grand Slam, and just dropped from number 29 after her loss to Karolina Muchova at the Miami Open. But her fans don't care about rankings. They care about her. They see themselves in her journey, the sacrifices, the struggles, the dream of a nation that has never had a tennis star before. Sabalenka may have the trophies, the ranking, and the Instagram followers, but in the hearts of the fans, she is playing for second place. What do you think about the 45,000 fans who traveled to Austria for Alex Eala? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Subscribe to Rally Radar now for daily WTA news, match breakdowns, and stories that go beyond the scoreline. Because at Rally Radar, every day is match day.